So, content warning hands. Yes, content warning hands. Accurate. Greetings, Peter. I mean, I don't. Maybe the princess does, though. I don't know.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, I thought it didn't mention the hill. When I was reading Kitcher's thing earlier, I would have also been off in a different way, though. Hands are covered under general horror. Exactly. But yeah, no, this is really all you need to know, right? So yeah, I mean, at this point, we assume you've watched the first VOD, or you don't care, and here we are. So the what do we even want to describe here? I mean, we're on a path in the woods. At the end of that path is a cabin. In the basement of that cabin's a princess. I guess we can do the next line or two here as a starter.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Yep. That's really the follow-up statement we needed there. Greetings, Rex. You got around to beating another game that centers heavily around hands and fingers. Oh no. But yeah, so we've gone through a few times at this point. I believe 3 times. We have attuned the vessel that is the princess in different directions each time, because we cannot bring the entity repeat vessels. But most importantly, we have not slain the princess. That's really all you need to know, more than anything else here. So, I mean, she's slain us several times. We've met several different inner voices, probably all of them, because on our third run we kind of broke everything, and all the inner voices came out to play. So the inner voices have some sway in the narrative. The narrator has some sway in the narrative, and us, the hero/player, has some sway in the narrative. And yeah, we can skip there. That's interesting, but like, does it matter if I choose any of these options again? But we have brought the entity, the damsel, the prisoner, and the the creepy as hell. I don't remember the name of the third one. Nightmare. Yes, there we go. That sounds right. Can someone else do this?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
So the narrator seems to be mostly telling the truth, but definitely does not always tell the truth. They have absolutely lied. Oh, also the stranger, yes. Also the stranger, thank you. Okay, I thought there'd been maybe one more run than that. I mean, I can say this again.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
We just go through all of these real quick. Just to kind of further emphasize our commitment. Consider that maybe the only reason she's going to the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
We needed to have them mention eggs again. Was really the important part.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
The Healing Princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? You're a monarch.
I still kind of love that
Is
statement.
slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Like, I agree, but I still don't want to kill people. You considered maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider it? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
The world what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
But how can a princess locked away in a basement in the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
So, I mean, to elaborate a little bit more, the narrator is, at least to some extent, implied that the entity is the real concern rather than the princess exactly, but the knight already knows things they are not saying. Do I get some sort of reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Can you tell me what prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Okay. So that is all the talking that is possible. Like, I wanted to just stall as much as I possibly could there. And then we'll still say the least committed option. I'll go to the cabin, I'll talk to her. If she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
I mean, we'll see, Khadgar. We've managed to avoid it this far. We only need one more vessel. So we will try what we can.
Then each and every one of us is doomed.
But it kind of seems likely that we will have to slay. But we'll see. We'll
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
explore our options a bit.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
That blade is your
The
weapon.
blade is
Oh,
your
implement.
implement.
Sorry, implement.
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I wanna stare at the wall. That wall specifically. I mean, not that this is particularly different than there, but... I think it's probably a little bit more likely there's further option with take the blade still, so...
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
As the music changes.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here,
Slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
They haven't actually said just checking in on you before, so sure.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Like, they'd forgotten about me. I think we've maybe seen that, or at least something very similar. It's kind of an interesting bit.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Why would you even think that? Okay, yeah, you caught me. Yeah, we haven't actually chosen most of these before. Nah.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
No, she is not a pretty, I'm afraid.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
We could explore this a little more. We kind of had that one get cut off a bit last time. Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
Yeah, we said no before. Because every lie situation, they always know we're lying. It's amusing. I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it's an entirely different matter.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
Okay, being too quiet, you don't like that. Either way. Alright, let's...
Do you?
You're apparently going to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so... dangerous?
Deflect. Okay. Yeah, this is a whole new line of questioning. Been told enough. No, I'm more inclined to trust you than that. Deflect. No, okay, let's, I'm just going straight up. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
Actually, I've changed my mind. I don't think we'll be able to do it from here, but we'll see.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm not role-playing as the Fix, I'm afraid, damn.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Still kind of makes me wonder if there is an actual key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Like, we know this isn't going to work, but...
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
I guess I never tried both, right? Okay.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to, but we can still choose this option for now.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Yeah, sound effect of the arm cutting, it's a bit rough. She didn't lose the arm. She knows where it is. Grittiest parts.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
So that's gonna be grayed out. So we can't even do the warn but then slay. I feel like if I'm gonna go this route, I'd rather not bring down the knife originally. Although, maybe not. Like, this version of the vessel is going to have more wherewithal and be more likely to evade my attack now, whereas Damsel probably wouldn't. Like, you did get like a little more dialogue there, but not a lot. Let's see if she has anything to tell us about why she's so dangerous.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
You're reading Spherical?
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
Cheers, Spherical.
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Well, I mean, that's actually not a very compelling way to phrase that.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Interesting. Yeah, we could see if Damsel has anything else interesting to say along these lines too, but it feels like we're fairly limited. I mean, we can choose whether we are cold or we are whatever, like the opportunist, maybe backstabby. I don't know how we would get hunted. That's maybe somewhere in between. Like cold, but then you don't actually kill her or something like that.
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
I mean, that goes for you too, narrator. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
I mean, so I wouldn't say that we're the Princess Khadgar, but we might be another vessel. That's still quite possible. How'd I get here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
Hey, Forge.
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
So that's all we've got there.
Have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
What if I hit slay the princess without the knife, though? I mean, well, that probably assumes I go pick up the knife, because it is here. Yeah, because, like, this is grayed out now, too. Being so rude to TwingeBot accidentally. Yeah, I don't think anything else in the initial questioning would probably make a difference. I mean, we could, like, be gung-ho about slaying the monarch, but, like, I think that's mostly flavor, probably.
Oh, you have to. You walk up to the chair, large and heavy.
If you don't have the key, I'll be here.
You're here. You try. I'll repeat. You make your way back. Easier for who? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. The knife.
You won't. Against your you cut into. The blade is sharp, and you. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free. How is she?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't.
Yeah. Okay. So, as I said, I'm pretty sure that's unavoidable, but let's look at the more damsel line. At the very least, it might be different dialogue for some of it. Oh, there's a few other bits of dialogue here that, while we're already kind of poking at everything, I might as well explore too. What are you gonna do if I let you out of here?
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on, whoever sent you to slay me, that doesn't sound right to me. And I don't...
She has a point.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life.
Okay. I'm sure they have their reasons for keeping that information from me. I mean, I don't like that line, but maybe she has something interesting to say about it.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
What if they're bad reasons, though? If they had good reasons for thinking I was dangerous, wouldn't they have shared them with you? I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to leave. At the end of the day, whatever the two of whoever sent you to
Okay. About as expected. So, might as well do the last option just because. I've been told enough!
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Yeah, same thing.
They haven't shared a thing, have they? All I've done is point a finger.
A little bit different.
At the end of the day...
Yeah. So, quick poke back here. That's good. Anything there? Is this anything different if I just say thanks for telling me what to do, but like, is there, like, there's almost some implication that I'm not going to do anything, but...
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Yeah, okay, no, it's still
You make your way up.
from there normally. And there wasn't
You're on a path.
anything here that like grayed out because we chose the other options. I mean, this disappeared. I've always wanted to have a monarch. Viva la revolution.
Atlas spirit. You make your way up
Probably
the interior of the...
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's go bladeless here.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a
Slaying her
staircase
is probably
illuminated
doing her a
by
favor.
unseen light. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's...
I mean, I love this. I never actually chose this, so like, I have to choose that once, right? Lie, I'm here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
Damsel can't tell we're lying. Everyone else can tell we're lying. Damsel's the only one that can't tell we're lying.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Does narrator still think that's what we're doing if we choose the non-lie option?
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You're here. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess. They're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked...
So, she gets to gnaw her arm off again. There's no other way I can, like, approach this part, is there? Do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant. You attempted to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top...
Yeah.
Someone else... Your shouts and pleas. I'll repeat. You try the door. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
This spot, we actually literally only have the Save the Princess option, which is kind of interesting, too.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, you cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she did. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
Finally, Princess eating. We did see a little bit of it the first day. Greetings, ATP, and thank you for the continued support. Hey there, Yev.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. As the princess... Wait, watch me.
What are you doing?
So in this, she does turn around. The other one, she doesn't turn around. So either we've got damsel looking at us, or I don't know, what do we want to call it? Like basically just like princess, like more like savvy, maybe savvy looking away. These seem like the most stalled options we have available. It's weird, like it's all, to some extent it's almost worse because like it's a betrayal. But it's also, like... the most I can do to avoid. Interestingly, like... if we just, like, approach Savvy straight up, like, somewhat aggressively... she might be able to just defend herself, and then we just, like... successfully don't slay her that way. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how meta our approach is on that. Because at the very least there's like options we could choose that are like steal yourself or whatever, more so than like that are still pre-slay options. There's that. So maybe... you here to kill me or something? Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay you.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can...
So, like, we've got this. We haven't chosen this before.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What's the situation that I can give her the blade? That's what I want to do. Let's find that route again, maybe. If that wasn't a subset of one of the ones we were cut off. Are you sure she's not armed?
I'm positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Fair. Squint at the princess while holding onto the blade or find her at an impasse. Okay, this is interesting. This is a bit new. Yeah, well, I mean, I shouldn't say because I don't strictly know, but the goal as I know it is that we are acquiring different experiences of the princess vessel for the entity. And we have already given the entity 4 such vessels. And the entity only needs 1 more vessel. But we have successfully avoided slaying the princess this entire time, and I'm trying to continue that line if possible. Fine, I guess we're at an impasse.
I guess we are.
For the love of everything, just slay her already. Or drop the blade. Do something.
Are you sure you don't want to talk?
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here.
No, I didn't reload the princess slitting my throat. That was, basically warning Savvy instead of warning Damsel. Oh, I missed the, option of, squint at her. Is there a hotkey to go back a step or two? Oh, we can't see the hotkeys from here. You have to only see them from the main menu. Alas. Oh, no, it was here. Page up. Oh, that doesn't work here. Okay. Alas. I mean, I doubt that's particularly different. Okay, so I mean that's another spot that's reasonable. So how do we have a spot that we could give her the blade? Oh, they do, in fact, actually go above 10. I have never checked either. It was something where we could, like... approach... Was that only... Maybe that was only a day 2 thing. Was that only a chapter 2 thing? Does anyone actually know? Like, I think... Because we saw that on when we were first playing. But I'm thinking that was maybe only a chapter 2 thing. I think that was when we had the other... Yeah, it was a chapter 2 thing. Okay. So that doesn't give us the options here. Okay. So those are probably my 3 quote-unquote best options. Where we, like, stall for a long time and give her plenty of time to be ready, and then try to slay her when she's competent and she can probably stop us. Or we try to save her, the system doesn't allow us, but then we are forced to backstab her by the narrator when she's competent and she can maybe dodge out of the way. Or in that same situation when we've done even more to, like, indicate our peaceful intentions by getting Damsel in stun. But Damsel's fully trusting, right? Like, she doesn't... She's the only entity in this entire game that doesn't know when I'm lying. I think. So, I think that, yeah, if Savvy had turned around and saw us holding the knife, she'd be ready to dodge, I think. But if it's right in the back, I don't know if she will. So I think our least likely option is, or at least, like, slay option is kind of the... stall, just be honest, I'm here to slay you, and then you hesitate and she's ready and she can fight back? Yeah, it's part of, like, it's basically almost treating it like a puzzle, right? Like, so I'm dancing around the outskirts of the puzzle, and then, you know, still haven't decided if the eventual intention is to fully explore everything or not. It's actually a little ironic about how much I kind of dislike guess and check and stuff like Tamitsu, though, because, like, that was a big part of how I made it through, like, trigonometry in high school and stuff. Like, I was really good at guess and check and trig. So, interesting. I mean, we could do this... Well, I mean, we are What did we say when we went down the stairs? Like, I want to, like, be consistent in how I'm treating the situation. Basically, yeah, if it'd be like, yeah, it's like about 30 degrees, let's plug that in. Okay, that's close. So it's on the right track, and then, okay, yeah, so plug it in, it's about 32. Okay, that's closer. 32.5, okay, that's... It would be faster than solving it the correct way, with the downside that when I need to know how to do it the correct way, I couldn't necessarily. That was more true in calculus. Calculus, like, I did not understand calculus. Like, at least trig basics have actually stuck with me, and I've even used them a few times since high school. Not a lot, but a few times. Yeah, that, especially Pythagorean theorem. That's that comes up as useful once in a while. I used that in Brotato modding when I was doing the knockback stuff, and also calculating the size of the arena and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Before we had the better option, yes. But that way would have worked. It was just worse. Okay, so just a fully consistent narrative. Like, take the blade.
Take the blade from the table.
And,
The door to the basement.
I think I'm here to kill you, question mark?
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs. She's so... Focus on the task at...
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can just... You ignore the trembling in your hand.
You poor thing.
You step forward, your grip on...
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What? I'm probably chained up in this space. So, you should just
She's unarmed. If you...
Exactly, Peter. It would probably be good to get an even better understanding of statistics than I have, though. Like, I'm okay with most of the stat stuff I want to check, but there are, like, reasonable ways to extrapolate medium complexity statistics, and I don't know how to do those in reasonable ways, only how to do them by hand. Where it's like, okay, well, we've got a stacked set of 5 different probabilities, so we'll just calculate out the ones we care about for each of those 5 scenarios and add them all together and... What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us?
Go into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Okay, yeah, so there's definitely been a kind of recurring thing that the expectations or intentions are shaping the world, right? Like, even the basic, the most straightforward being like, if we take the knife, we're dealing with Savvy. Savvy. If we don't take the knife to start, we're dealing with Damsel, right? So if we are hesitant and fearful, it's way more likely we're going to die here and not kill her. So that's good. That's our goal.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
We will let fear be our mind killer. All right, I'm not dropping the blame.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Squint at the princess while holding onto the blade.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back.
The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Squint at the princess even harder.
You squint even harder. So does she.
The narrator's done with his shit.
At least nobody's dying right now.
You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Okay. Okay, is it even more hesitating to drop the blade first, though? Because if we don't do the whole thing with getting her out of there or whatever, then, I mean, just like, realistically, right, we drop the blade back here and we talk to her, and then, like, he sees us pick up the blade, like, obviously fully prepared at that point. So is that, any better? I kind of assume in both cases we die. Shut up. But what about the guards and the boat and the wolf and the lettuce and the trolley lever? We might always die in chapter 1. That would be pretty reasonable. So, I mean, she might respect our honesty here. We did say we were here to slay her, and we hesitated, and we squinted at her aggressively. You can't put the money haul problem in the boat with the guards. Yeah, that would be a disaster. You only take one of them over at a time. But the guards, one of the guards is going to lie about the lettuce, and... Alright. I'm gonna press the button. And I'm gonna assume that she's killing us.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
Excellent.
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Exactly as we wrote it up.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs.
This is the end, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Tower.
You're on a path in the woods,
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
You're here to slay her.
So it's
If you
interesting.
don't, it will be the end of the world.
There is no skip on this. Alright. It certainly might be that we could just never slay her, Chapter 1 regardless, but I feel happy about our path to make it raise her defenses as much as possible, basically, right? Prep the situation. Wait, there's no walls. Is that only for that one thing? I don't actually remember. I kind of thought the walls were permanent after the one time, but what if I just turn around and leave?
You have already committed.
Oh, right.
to
Yes, we've done that like 4 times, and I think it's gonna work every time. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain? She's going to kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
So... like, is this broken? I mean, he used the word broken, but like it... yeah, I mean, broken might fit. Could maybe see stubborn. It's not really, it's not cold. And it's not opportunist. So I guess it's probably broken.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows?
There it is.
There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
I did not take down a list, Khadgar, no. Just a mental list. And just to hear Broken's opinion on this stuff.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or you died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Of course we died. we couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless. She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along... What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, if it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains, and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end. Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Chin up?
Just be quick about it.
All you did last time was beat me to death. How could someone like that in the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. We're not. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
What is this place?
People locked her in that basement.
You're being cagey.
I told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation. The less you know about her, the better.
I'm special. How does Broken feel about being special?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again. Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time.
Nope, there's no lying, no cheating. That's accurate.
She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him, not that whiner. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
Was there anything else at the front since we've been doing a lot of loading here? This is new music, I think, right? I don't think we've heard the tower music there. There's just like okay no. I mean, we could hit an okay no real quick.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all.
Asquesta, welcome to the stream.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you and...
Okay, that was all we had to do there. Let's go back here then. I mean, I guess I'm still gonna continue talking about the mirror every time.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse. For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future. Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal. Probably. Do you not know what we look like?
Probably.
He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
The classic, I want to see how handsome I am. That one just feels very Disco Elysium to me. Like, that option's always a funny one. I don't think I've chosen this one before.
But it does matter. Don't you care if we're being lied to? If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done. But there was a mirror a second ago. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Sure.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here.
Into the basement.
No blade this time. Yeah. Maybe she'll be more receptive if we're unarmed. Blade. No blade. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Let's see. That's probably an appropriate spot to go ahead and take a break right before we head down to Tower Chapter 2 here. And potentially with the end of the main game after this? Question mark, question mark, question mark. There certainly might be more after the entity has all the vessels it's looking for. So, big pile of to be determined, I suppose. But we'll see when we get back. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you shortly. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Marvin vibes. Well, if we're lucky, maybe at the end, the narrator will apologize for the inconvenience. Okay.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase, its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. Huh. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, Sweargill's probably doing her a favor.
I'm like, is this the one time the narrator's gonna change the tune a little bit? Or are they gonna justify it anyway?
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. You shouldn't have come down here unarmed. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
She's disappointed in us?
Oh no.
Kneel.
Lie, no. I believe that's the case, yeah. No.
But the words don't leave your mouth. Instead, your legs buckle and your knees hit the floor.
Well, I thought it would be like one more step before that happened. But I did think it was a lie, no. Just not quite that viscerally.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And yet here you are again, this time groveling at my feet. What a wretched sight. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death?
Beyond the empty halls of death.
Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
You really think this is still gonna work out, narrator? Hey, it's in Lincoln. Remain silent.
Do you think holding shut your beak is enough to stop me from prying it open? Do you think your skull can save your thoughts from being seen?
Can she do that? There's nothing she can't do.
Confused, meek, a chorus of submissive indecision. Is that why you came to me unarmed? It doesn't matter. All of it is easily brushed aside. And there it is. I am destined to end the world. Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alterations.
Alterations.
It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
This is not comfy. Might be for someone. There's pledge yourself to it. Well, just because you're supposed to in the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can do whatever you want to.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Can't you just break the chains yourself?
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to win the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was.
What I was.
The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
I've got some questions.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
That stops the questioning. Probably okay, I guess. Like, we could still try one of our other tried everything and now we have to press the slay button options if we want. But I think we've made the best choices we reasonably could. Was that... Like, I don't know if anyone else saw that. The mouse was like idle. Like the cursor like looked really different for a couple frames or something when I went to move it after talking for a moment. It's weird. Like orange, flash of orange or something. Curious. All right, I'm yours to command.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent? All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say.
A little pondering pose.
No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
So, you know how we said the voices and the narrator and the player all had some agency? I think we can kind of say that perhaps the Princeless has a little bit of agency with this.
Ah!
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, brought to your feet.
So, narrator's coming from her voice now. Greetings, Panther. Thank you for the continued support.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? We don't even have a weapon.
All you need to do is believe it's been done.
Yup. chat, what if I don't believe?
You poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe. You've always believed. All you have to do is open the last door to your heart.
It's easy. And once you let her in, you'll be safe and free forever.
Please don't do this.
Sure. I have to, it's over.
There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. And it is good. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. And then I'll have to get our agency back.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
She is loose, I am free.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
What happens now?
Nothing. And then, everything.
Yeah, that actually sounds about right. Pledge your loyalty to your better. But you do not take her hand, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Hero was... It's not always, okay? The hero was not scared one of the times. Yeah, no, this voice of, the princess does sound quite a bit like, Bloody. I definitely hear that. It doesn't sound like Broken's gonna talk here, but we'll be menacing. Hey, Neppy. This is number 5, I do believe.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. This is what we all deserve, isn't it?
Let us return. Gaze into reflection. This mirror always makes them leave. You are nothing at all. Oh, the achievement for this one came earlier. All the other achievements popped up as we looked into the mirror. This time we're nothing at all. Ka. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
What? 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 Narrator talking. What? Oh, maybe because it's the 5th. A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in twain. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror to jagged shards of broken glass. I have so many questions. Apparently I do. Look at the scroll. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that? I don't want to destroy you. Would it help if I look away or stop asking questions? Are you part of me or something else? You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Have you been the same you all along? I wasn't supposed to see all this. Destroy the mirror. Alright. Yeah, just straight up, I think. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Greetings, Miranda. I mean, we can reasonably trust that they were probably being honest about not being the same one each time. Does so many questions actually result in me asking any meaningful question? I have so many questions.
Then ask them, and make it quick. I won't last for long now that you can see me.
Sure. What is this place? Where are we?
A construct. It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done, and it was supposed to guide your hand to help you see things through.
Construct that was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done. Guide your hand and help you see things through.
The construct you're in exists in every world at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both you and her into a new world. But you're waking up to your true nature now. It won't be able to work like that anymore.
For all this hubris? So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I've met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me? The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, did they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them? And what is my true identity? It works okay, Bruna. It's, like, downsides are just that, like, it's a bit jank and, will often, like, delay the stream. So it can be useful to, have something like Freakerface Z that can tell you, how delayed your stream is. So, I mean, it's got the word hubris. We're obligated. Do you have anything to say for yourself for all of this hubris?
I do. The people out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it as even being a possibility.
Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me. As to why they lied, perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. For all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me. I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
Of course. I mean, we could ask what they are. There's two what are yous. Sure, what are you?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Narrator's not quite saying what. Well, no, I guess that would be me. It'd be me, not narrator, saying that. What are you? Did he make the princess too? Yeah. What's the princess? Did he make her too?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Not super big on destroying the concept of transformation. You know that things won't just be worse? What would it be like to live in a world without her? Why couldn't you have told me all this from the start? I wouldn't have helped you destroy her, no. If she's capable of becoming whatever people believe her to be, can't I just will her into something small? How did you die? Why did he make her a princess? Why couldn't she be soggy bread? How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept? What if neither of us leave this place? But, that's a lot of options here. So why do you want me to destroy transformation? Can't I will her to be small? How did you die? Or one of the why make her a princess? Why couldn't she be an ant or a slice of soggy bread?
Are you asking me to spend my final moments psychoanalyzing you? She wound up a princess because you wanted her to be a princess. As to why, maybe she needed to be beautiful, important, above you, but on a level you could still approach. A herald of things to come. I don't know. Gods are supposed to be beyond comprehension. I really shouldn't try and anthropomorphize you like this.
Okay. I'm not, I mean, I guess there's what is my true identity, which is still along those lines, but, we don't have any, quip of being like, excuse me? True identity or why destroy transformation? Alright, tell me more about me.
You're the Long Quiet.
Oh, I am the Long
God I
Quiet.
made to rid the world of death.
To rid the world. Okay. Yeah. That tracks. That largely follows their motivations anyway. I want you to know that this has been torture. Does anyone know about us? I don't want to be a god. I always knew I was special. You only told me like 3 or 4 times. I don't think it was 5 times. Are you really the head of the Quickie Mart? Are you a god or were you a god? Probably not. Why do you want to rid the world of death? I mean, who cares about dying? I've died plenty of times. That would be amusing in Shanta. I don't think I will. It's too much I want to know, but... Does anyone else know about us? I mean, I always do have a special is also a funny last one, I think.
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
Death of the author. Run out of questions. I'm not going to slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good. Lie. The narrator knows we're lying, but that is an amazing option. We'll just kind of okay. Most of these are good. Everything other than rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. That is true, Khadgar. The second option is absolutely the most appropriate for this entire run, isn't it? Like, I do kind of love just the nonchalance of like, oh, I think you're out of time. Like, but no, you're right. I'm not going to slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good.
Well, there's no reasoning with a god, even one you've woven into existence yourself. I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god. And it's finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Is Dancing Mad gonna start playing?
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Do you know about the Echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm a lot quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the Echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Do you have a say in all of this? You're always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them would have led to this moment? Slay the princess. Don't you have a say in all of this?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Let's talk it out.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
I was just chatting. Did not actually want to fight.
You become nothing. A black hole of self-loathing fed by the matter of your restless thoughts. You are terrified of a power so far beyond you that it strips the meaning from your every action.
Okay. This doesn't feel quite right given my intentions and path.
But at the feet of that power, the dark parts of you cannot help but burn away. Your inadequacies reduced to cinders by the blazing light of the divine. When I proclaimed my godhood and presented you with a place by my side in my new creation, you gladly took it. Without me, there is no future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness.
Submitting to you is a mistake. Silence or anti-violence? I won't engage in violence.
But violence has defined the flow of everything between us. Do not deny what we are, and do not color our conflict with fear.
There are few things more terrifying than one's own heart, and there is almost nothing more terrifying than sharing it with another. But the most terrifying thing of all is to leave one's heart unshared. You are the only thing like me, and I am the only thing like you. Could you bear the weight of an eternity alone? Do you dare to shape a reality of solitude and thrust it on creation?
I mean, it is basically a narrative boss fight, yeah. If we're able to transcend death, then we are responsible for those it holds captive. Stop the fight early and surrender. Thank you for sharing yourself with me.
I am aware of what it did to you. The understanding you've returned to me is a gift. To question everything is to deny the proof of reality that lies in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. In believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck.
To question everything's to deny the proof of reality that lies in front of you. Yeah, but I mean, like, demonstrably the reality in front of us wasn't consistent, so like... And two?
But even then, you remembered the impermanence of the material and watched as the walls of your prison decayed into nothing. To be impermanent is not to end, but to change. And for the world to be impermanent is to make finite the suffering of all things. Would you strip that gift away and leave them all to suffer in their permanence?
They'll get over it. Like, I don't really like that argument. Just like in general, that's leaning way too much into the kind of like, oh, the suffering helps make clear the good in life. No, fuck that. Like, suffering is just suffering. Like, it doesn't. There's not really any inherent good that's going to come out of suffering. It's something we can rationalize to ourselves, but there's good that exists without suffering. But the broader strokes are less concrete. We have two gods talking to each other. One is a lizard, the other is a writhing mass of naked woman. So, cheesy philosophy seems okay. I'm just gonna remain silent.
But you say nothing. My masses mob you. There is no beginning to them, nor is there an end. There is only the flood of bodies. And every moment you hold every possible sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. And in the end, you returned it to me. For a brief moment, you were everything. A chaos that needed ordering. But without chaos, there is no reason.
It's a weird dance of like talking, because like I don't exactly want to defeat her, so like I'm like almost afraid that if I keep chatting, I quote win. I guess we will go ahead and drop at least a save, even if we're already this far in. My masses mod you, there's no beginning to them, nor is there an end. Sure. You seemed in pain. I'm sorry for what I did to you, but it was the only thing I could do.
I saw with a single pair of eyes what I needed dozens to comprehend. And now here we are, each with millions of eyes, and all of them opening to what we are. Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? Love melted into skepticism, and you pulled back layer after layer after layer, until all you were left with was the knowledge that you did not know me.
I do appreciate the so like I guess like that seems like, well, importantly that means like chapter 2's do matter, right? Like, because we could have concluded Damsel without turning her entirely two-dimensional. And that would still be a damsel tab.
You sought the truth, then. Will you hide from it, now that it is within your grasp?
The truth can be made better. The truth can be made better. Introducing new, better truth. Sure. I don't want to hide from the truth.
Then don't. Leave with me. There's no need for you to fight what we are.
Not until you see things from my perspective. Like, this still says early, but... alright, sure. I'm ready. Let's hit the road.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
Free yourself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in your limbs you once couldn't fathom.
Let me show you around town.
That sensation is yo, babe. Everything here, except for her, is you. Hello, Formal. Yeah, yo, babe definitely could have been timed better earlier, that's true. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
Take her hand. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality. Something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Cosmic romance instead of cosmic horror? Yeah, kind of. The game starts off right from the get-go describing this as a love story. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist, and you are aware, just as you always have been, and just as you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, and the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear, you and she are finally home. There are no endings, only new beginnings. Brandon Boone did the music, apparently. Movements 1 through 5. Even. Yeah. I mean, if it's the movements make sense, but it just makes me think even more of Kafka's fame. Wednesday spoons and nubs. Finish the ending, parentheses, the good ending doesn't count. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI. A track order for a special playlist just for you. Oh, is this based on the order we did things? Yeah, I just want to make you happy, to be everything. I don't like small talk, the moment of clarity, supplication, and the long quiet. The Explorer, join the Discord. Explore, make your playlist. Okay, how does that work? What happens if you press that? Did it just make a screenshot, maybe? Maybe it just made a screenshot. The Spotify link, did it? Oh, okay, it is a Spotify link. It just, it didn't actually steal the focus. That's why I was confused. Oh, you've got to build the playlist yourself. They don't have all possible combinations. How dare. I mean, I've already played your other game. Well, I played the first chapter of your other game, and it was really good. We'll play more of it in the future. I mean, arguably we might do chapter 1 again. I don't know. We'll see how I handle that, because it'll be a long gap. But okay. We are on a title screen. I am confident how we'd get cold and opportunist. How would we get stubborn? Title screen princess. And are there others we're missing that I'm not remembering? Probably at least like one. Oops. Hi. Oh, cheated and hunted. Yeah. Yep. No, Smitten was the first one we did. That's damsel. It's probably only happens because we've done a run and not just because we waited a while. Contrarian. I can't get Smitten every time, no. You can only get each one once, other than getting them all together or whatever. Oh, it is just because we waited? Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Quite a bit more useful than broken. Let's take a look at the achievement list real quick. Or maybe I don't want to, actually. Let's look at how many we have, I guess. Oh, good God. Not very many. That is way fewer than I expected. We have 21 out of 97. And I do like that our finish the game achievement has a parenthetical that the good ending doesn't count. But yeah, we have less than a fourth. We have 22%. Let's see, what's the... okay, there's a lot of rare ones that we don't have. I'm not looking at them, I'm just skimming here. Clarity, the Scattered Nightmare, was the rarest one we've got. That makes sense. And the Deconstructed Damsel was somewhat rare as well. But they aren't, like, properly rare. There's several more much rare. Use the proper term in Goblin. Nice, I know. The real Slay the Princess starts here. And we've grown, we've withered, we've unraveled. Those are the common ones. Apparently, a decent number of people just don't ask the author the full number of questions. I mean, I guess there's not really a reason to not have this on screen. But, not like a huge difference, but like... There's 62% for finish the game and 60... I mean, maybe there's a finish the game without chatting with the author. That's quite possible. I'm basically not looking at... Well, that one's hidden anyway, which is probably good, but I'm not looking at the achievements we don't have. When everything is possible, nothing is, yeah. Become your own jailer. Pledge your loyalty to your better. There's Prisoner Tower. And then, like, you've got stuff like this that, I mean, I guess you can always do that and, like, be like, nope, I'm reloading. So that's why you don't have Bring the Tower. That's probably just that get. Still a little curious. But I do appreciate that it wasn't just generic damsel because we did the damsel round. It was the deconstructed damsel because we kept trying to imbue her with personality, you know? Yeah, that's also true. Ad hoc, like 60% for that reach the ending for a game this new is very high, right? Like, it came out a week ago,